What, Tim? We have seen these teams play a couple times this year, and this is the same starting unit that he's used just about each night that we have seen him.
Yeah, this is the third time we've seen the Lady Patriots.
Yeah, and the fact the coach, Mr. Coach Johnson, he says, "We love you guys. You do better. You do more for us than 36 in Newport News."
Careful now, this game is being seen in 36.
Well, I'm glad.
Ramona Gray.
And it was Ramona Gray, number 34 for the Crabbers. She's a 5'6" senior, 5'6" and a half. Anissa Jones is another young lady who averages 7 points a game. And Adria Whitehead is averaging 10 points a game. Vivian Moss is averaging 5 points a game.
Cheyenne Hill.
And Cheyenne Hill is averaging 14. She's a leading scorer on this team. And that's a big team out there, Tim.
Okay, you heard the starting lineups. We're about set to go.
Officials for this contest, Mr. John DeDuro and Mr. Ruben Lemon.
And he has just announced the officials is John DeDuro and Ruben Lemons. And we had DeDuro the last game that we did over at the Phoebus Kickintan girls game, if you remember correctly.
I remember him. He had the beard.
Yeah. And John
There they are.
And Ruben Lemons is a good friend of mine. I've known Ruben for a long time. He's been officiating for many years and does an excellent job. In fact, he said when it stops being fun, he's going to stop doing it.
Well, you contradict yourself. He's a friend of yours.
and he's an official. I knew you'd pick up on that. I just was seeing how quick you were tonight.
All right, the Lady Crabbers, Cheyenne Hill, jumping center. They're in the red, white, and blue. She jumped against number 22, Treva Eddings, and it's controlled by the Crabbers. Our first look at the Crabbers. This is Ramona Gray. Gives off for Anissa Jones. Her shot is short, but a Crabber rebounds, and then we have a whistle inside. I don't know whether the basket will count or not. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, she was bumped well before the shot, but the whistle didn't come until later. But it was, he's saying it was before the shot, so it's a non-shooting foul. The Crabbers will take it out under their own basket.
Treva Eddings will be charged with her first, the team's first. This is Cheyenne Hill on the baseline. She feeds underneath.
Oh, nice pass inside, Tim.
That is Audrina Whitehead getting the first basket of the game, and it's 2-0. The Lady Crabbers. The clock continues to move, although the official had blown the whistle to stop it. The official scorekeeper is not paying attention, or the clock is not operative. I'm not sure which.
Well, there was a young lady that he thought got poked in the eye, and he was making sure she was all right, and that was a nice call, but you're right, the clock just kept on running. They've had trouble with this in a JV game, Tim. So I don't know. Yeah, it kept going off on them, so I'm not sure what the deal is, so whether somebody's playing around with it or what, but that's...
Well, the clock is operative now, apparently. 2-0 Hampton. Vivian Moss gives to her teammate a drive, no basket. The violation is a double dribble call against the Crabbers, so the shot does not count. The whistle was before the shot. And the turnover gives the ball back to Denbigh. Denbigh 9-4 in the district, Hampton 8-6, third and fifth place respectfully. And that's a double dribble. They didn't call it.
Well, it may have been knocked out of her hand.
That's a possibility. You're right. Alice Streetman. This is Eddings. Eddings will fire from the free throw line and gets nothing but net.
Excellent rotation.
Treva Eddings makes it 2-2. Ball is knocked away. It's last touched by Denbigh. Nessa Jones will inbounds for the Crabbers.
That was Alice Streetman applying the pressure and knocking the ball out of bounds.
Denbigh utilizing a man-to-man defense. Scramble for the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball. And the arrow of possession is pointing to the Crabbers. No, check that.
To the Patriots.
To the Patriots.
Although the possession arrow...
It was pointing to the Crabbers.
And he's got it wrong. Now he's got it pointed towards the... Wait.
See, I thought I called it right. Good block inside. Regardless of the case, the next possession will belong to the Crabbers. A shot that turns into a pass, and then we've got a shot block underneath and a foul. This one will be charged to Hampton's number 32, Vivian Moss. That'll be her first personal. That's one team foul for each team. Alice Streetman checks in at the free throw line, averaging 11 points per ball game. There you see a good look at Miss Streetman. And she comes up a little short on the free throw.
She's got a good touch on that ball and good follow through. And she'll make this one.
You called it. 3-2, Denbigh takes the lead.
And they're putting pressure full court. They're going to make the Hampton girls play the entire court and try to wear them down because Hampton's got 5 good ball players and they've got a rather thin bench.
Anissa Jones gets the ball and puts it in. That's her first basket of the ball game. Anissa Jones makes it 4-3 Hampton. 6:02 remaining here in the first quarter. In high school basketball, they play 4 8-minute quarters. There is no shot clock. The only time of possession that you concern yourself with is getting it across the 10-second line. That is in effect, but that's the only time process other than holding the ball for 5 seconds.
Well, not necessarily, Tim. You can dribble the ball and get a 5-second violation if you're closely guarded out in the forecourt here. So
I knew when I got into this I was too deep. Go back to my original statement. There's no shot clock. Everything else is applicable. There you go.
There you go.
Alice Streetman checks in at the free throw line again. She's 1 for 2 at the free throw line. And now she's 1 for 3 as she cans that one.
2 for 3.
That's right, 2 for 3.
I want to help you out tonight, Tim.
I got my numbers all fouled up.
Tim who?
Tim who? I tell you, I like the scoreboard here at Hampton High. This is our first visit this year to the Crabbers. 2 for 4 now for Alice Streetman as she misses the second, and it's a tie ball game at 4. Bounce pass inside. Good anticipation by Wanda Carey. She picked off the bounce pass, and she brings it back for Denbigh. Inside for Carey. This time it's intercepted by the Crabbers. That is Vivian Moss, number 32, who's got it.
And that was a real hard pass. And I think the young lady just couldn't hang on to it.
Anissa Jones looks inside. She gets it to Adrena Whitehead. And then finally, Cheyenne Hill gets it and puts it in for her first basket.
And you can see what what Hampton is trying to do. Their whole game plan is designed to get that ball inside. And when they do, they're just so much bigger than the Patriots that they're scoring pretty much at will. Should the Patriots try to stop them, they, of course, will foul them, Tim.
Adrena Whitehead is called for the personal foul. She reached over the back of the Denbigh player. 6-4, Hampton by 2 points. 4:57 left in the first. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and A.G. Womble coming to you Tuesday night, February the 7th, 1989. We have a blocking foul inside.
Well, I don't know how many fouls that is against Hampton, but I don't think there's been but one called against the Denbigh team. That's either 4th or 5th one. So that the next one should probably put the Patriots in the 1-and-1 situation.
That is Cheyenne Hill's first personal foul. And going to the free throw line is Treva Eddings, and her first shot is short. And the second is likewise. Then we've got a lane violation. The Hampton player, I believe it was, yes, it is Adrena Whitehead, number 40, stepped across the line before the ball hit the rim. So a second try for Treva Eddings. And she misses this one as well. So she's 0 for 3 on that particular trip to the free throw line. Ball is loose, finally controlled by Jones. She's double teamed. Loses control for just a moment. Now her teammate Ramona Gray gets the ball. Trying to get it inside. It's knocked away. Anissa Jones for Hill. Hill drives, a whistle before the shot, and the foul occurred before the shot. It'll be charged to Tiffany Johnson. That'll be her first.
The Hampton team is you can really see what they're trying to do, get the ball inside, but they're not making very good entry passes. They're going to have to fake the ball to get that ball a little easier into the big pivot people.
Yeah, they're not that much bigger than Denbigh.
They're more physical, Tim, and they look bigger. And that's a nice shot.
Vivian Moss turn around and throws up a prayer, goes right in. And Hampton now has double the score, 8-4, 4:13 left first quarter. Wanda Carey for three, no good. Lost out of bounds, and it's touched last by Alice Streetman of Denbigh. And now we've got a substitution coming in for the Patriots. Will be number 52, Latoya Fuller. A late addition to our lineup. Man-to-man coverage, full court press. Baseball pass thrown. Lucky bounce for the Lady Crabbers.
Bounced right over the head of the defense, and then they had a violation, Tim. They're standing on the line, bringing the ball in bounds. Oh, he's stopping it to have her tie her shoe. Okay, that was good. Nice job, Ruben.
If Slow-Mo Joe was back from New Orleans, we could watch that pass. That was a perfect example of a good bounce.
I heard that they've even canceled some parades since he got down there. He brought a whole bunch of cold weather down. They don't like him down there.
Send him home. We want him back. Shot is short, and back come the Crabbers. Jones, left-handed dribble, holds the dribble. She's double-teamed, and then a jump ball. This will be a player control call.
What they're doing, Tim, I've just figured out the possession clock points to the basket.
The basket, okay. Well, that's what I thought the first time I saw that, and you correctly corrected me in that it's supposed to point to the bench.
Yeah.
34, Ramona Gray puts it in, and it's 10-4 now for Hampton. 5 players have scored for Hampton.
And we have a young lady that's hurt. That is why the clock is stopped, and that was the same young lady that was walking kind of gingerly before when Ruben Lemon stopped play. Well, actually, no, it was John DeNiro, I believe, who stopped play to find out if she was okay. And she is walking real slowly. I don't know, she must have fallen on her hip or something.
Okay, it's 12-4. Hampton by 8. Somewhat of a surprise here early in the going. 5 players, Jones, Moss, Gray, Whitehead, and Hill have scored baskets, with Whitehead having 2 baskets to comprise the 12 points for Hampton. The 4 points for Denbigh, 2 points from Treva Eddings, and 2 points from Alice Streetman. Denbigh with the ball, trying to cut into that lead. And some new players in there. We'll pick up their names for you as we go along. Ball is still loose.
Hot potato.
Wanda Carey will shoot and hit. Wanda Carey shoots and hits from the free throw line, and it's 12-6. In for Denbigh, again, a late addition to our lineup. I'll give you that name in a minute. I'm going to figure out how to pronounce it. We've got a lane violation against the Crabbers.
Now, I can't believe you're having trouble pronouncing the name, Tim.
Well, you know.
You went through those Russian names like, you know.
Like Russian vodkas, but I went through. Natasha Radchitsky, I think. I apologize if you're watching or listening, Natasha. I'm sorry. Her name is spelled R-A-J-I-C-I-C. Rajicic, I guess. We'll call her Natasha from now on.
That's what I
You'll understand. That's what I'm going to do. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hampton has doubled Denbigh at 12-6. Almost a turnover there, but she held up her dribble and therefore didn't get called.
Right, and she didn't carry the ball. She stopped when she caught the ball. She didn't try to go any further with it.
Cheyenne Hill, baseline against Natasha, travels.
There's a lot of little bumping and grinding going on out there. I mean, it's not a finesse game tonight.
No, it's put your shoulder down and drive time. Wanda Carey off the glass, no good. And rebound comes off for Audrina Whitehead. It was out of bounds, and it belonged. Who are they going to give it to? One official Ruben wanted to go one way, but John DeNiro had the better position and overrode his call.
And he did a good job because nobody hit the ball. It was just a bad pass.
So Denbigh continues to have possession. And we've got a blocking foul. This will be on Ramona Gray. That'll be her first.
But that does put the Crabbers are now, the Denbigh are in the bonus, so they will be shooting every foul from now to the end of the first half.
5 team fouls against the Crabbers. They don't have anyone with 2, but just like they're scoring, they've pretty much spread the fouling amongst themselves as well. Moss, Gray, Adrena Whitehead, and Hill. Here we see our instant replay. I didn't realize Slow-Mo Joe was back.
I think we got slow-mo. I think the slow motion out there tonight is Scotty.
All right, Scotty Bowers, our ever-present director, is now, I understand, working the slow-mo, and we've got a foul underneath, so it's of little consequence to you, but we enjoy having that slow-mo because you get a chance to see some of the plays that might have been controversial or that you might want to see again. And we saw a really good ball game the other night against Phoebus and Kecoughtan. The boys' game. But we enjoyed that, and we had some jams that were made, some jams that were missed. It would be nice to have had the slow motion for that, but we've got it tonight. As Mr. Bowers is working on it, he's a little chilly out there. I understand the weather tonight is not all that balmy.
No.
32 degrees, drizzly and cold as Alyssa Jones hits 2. So we welcome Scotty to that particular post. Dr. Sam Stills is our director tonight. Put it up off the glass and good. That's Tiffany Johnson getting her first basket of the game. It's 14-8 Hampton. Pass for Alyssa Jones is knocked away, and Natasha has it and gives to Tara Roberson. Now back to Wanda Carey. This is Latoya Fuller with the ball. She's a little unsure of what to do with it. Wanda Carey knows what to do. She gives to Natasha underneath, and she scores. 1:05 left in the half, and Denbigh has cut the lead now to 14-10. Hampton's come up dry the last couple of times down. Jones' shot is well strong. Cheyenne Hill traveled.
And she did travel. She was falling backwards. She's got to learn when she grabs the ball and comes down, she's got to learn to lower the center of gravity by bending her knees, and that way she wouldn't be off balance and travel. That's what happened that time.
So Denbigh, after trailing 12-4, have outscored Hampton 6-2 during this stretch. This is Streetman. 42 seconds to go. Off the glass and no good. And back come the Crabbers with 35 seconds left in the half. They hold a 4-point lead.
And Denbigh, for the first time, has dropped back into a looks like a 2-1-2 zone.
Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound to the Crabbers, put it up and in. That was Vivian Moss with her second basket. And it's 16-10 Hampton.
Hampton is playing a real aggressive man-to-man when the gal gets the ball.
Down to 3 seconds. Wanda Carey from way outside rims the basket.
And that was a good shot, Tim.
It was a good shot. 16-10 is our score after 1 quarter. Hampton on top.
Tim?
Yes, Bob. AG, where are you?
Then we're down here in the corner.
Okay,
we got David Blizzard with us. David, big win that JV game night. I think y'all 11-3 so far this season.
Right, the guys, they played hard. I think they won their 7th game in a row. And we're just coming off a big win last Friday against previously undefeated Warwick. And so the guys, they're real pumped up now.
Young man on the team, Dave Blizzard's having a pretty good year.
Yeah, he's come a long way since the 8th grade. You know, we had him out here, and all of a sudden he just grew up from a little guy right on up to 6'4". So he's doing a good job in there scoring and rebounding for us.
Boys game tonight, what do you expect?
I think it's going to be a real good game, but I think Hampton's going to come out on top. And we owe them one, and we'll be ready for them.
All right, Dave. Good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
Dave Blizzard.
Well, I'm glad you told us who he was, AG. I couldn't tell who was behind those Foster Grants.
Couldn't tell who you were behind the glass. We're not going to talk about why he's got those glasses on.
Okay. It's good to see David, and I know he's proud of that young man that he was talking about, his son. He's real proud of him.
Second quarter under action. Underway here at the gymnasium on the campus of Hampton High School, my old alma mater. I make no secret of that fact.
Well, we just saw Mr. Glenn Russell walk in, that former coach at Hampton. In fact, coached the last championship basketball team here at Hampton High School.
He was a PE coach when I was a student here. That's how old he is.
Well, he did look old. I mean, he is real old, a lot older than me.
Inside goes to Cheyenne Hill, and a foul is called. This one will be called against Alice Streetman. That'll be her first. Only the team's fourth personal foul, or team foul rather, so there will not be a shooting situation. Hampton with the player control. Inside, the rebound for Hill, and she was fouled. Foul is on Natasha. That is her first.
Thank you.
16-10 with 7:20 left here in the first half.
Tim, I'm real pleased to see what the Hampton girls are doing. They are just taking it right towards that pressure. They're not backing off at all. And that's what you hope that your young ladies will learn, is to don't succumb to the pressure, but attack it.
And that ball is just outwardly stolen by Ramona Gray. She took it away from Tara Roberson, her like number. This is Anissa Jones back to Gray. Inside it goes, kick it back out, put it up for three, no good. And controlled but knocked out of bounds off of the knee of Wanda Carey. It'll belong to the Crabbers.
That was a real close shot for going in for a three-pointer, Tim. That kind of teased the crowd.
Substitutions for Denbigh. Treva Eddings comes back in the ball game. And a whistle and a traveling call. So Cheyenne Hill guilty of the turnover.
Cheyenne has traveled about 3 or 4 times tonight. And again, I think it's because she's not bending her knees, and therefore her center of gravity is too high, and she's not being able to control herself when she's trying to stop.
Adrena Whitehead comes out. Letitia Lee, number 54, is in there for the Crabbers now. Denby trying to work against that Hampton zone.
Well, it's more of a matchup zone, Tim. They're playing man-to-man when the person is in their area.
Wanda Carey's shot all the way down and back out. Alice Streetman follows and puts it in. So Alice Streetman has 4, and her team trails by 4, 16-12. Pass to Hill. She wasn't expecting it. It's a 3-4-on-1, and it's stolen by Ramona Gray. What a good defensive job. Denby had a 4-on-1 and gave it up, and now a foul on Streetman.
Well, I tell you, I'm impressed with number 34 for the Crabbers. She is real aggressive. That's Ramona Gray. She just
she was on the wrong end of a 4-on-1 and stole
just
the ball.
Took the ball right away. And that's what I mean by attacking. And that's why I'm real pleased to see what this Hampton team is doing. We have seen them play in the past, Tim, where they were passive. But, boy, they are not passive tonight. Not at all.
5:58 left here in the first half. Hampton has called a timeout. While we have this moment, I was looking around to see if AG had someone he was going to talk to. I didn't want to start on something here. Thought I'd run down the Peninsula District standings for you for the girls real briefly here. Phoebus, as I mentioned earlier, is 13-0, 18-0 overall, as you watched a little replay of some of the action a moment ago. In second place is Menchville, just a half game behind at 12-1. They're 16-2 overall. It's going to be a real battle in the district playoffs between Menchville and Phoebus. Denby third, 11-6 overall, 9-4, and they're tied for third place with Lafayette, who is likewise 9-4. There you see AG with a chance to chat a little bit there with Glenn Russell. Hampton trails the tied teams between Denby and Lafayette. They're 9-4, and Hampton then at 8-6. And then behind them is Bethel at 4-9, 4-12 overall. Warwick is 2-11, 2-12 overall. 2-12 finds Ferguson at the bottom of the heap. They're 2-13 overall. And then Kecoughtan rounds out the final 9 with 1-13, 1-15 overall. And Kecoughtan got Dawn Paps back in the lineup, and that will help them along the way. But for the time being, they need some extra help. Ramona Gray misses the free throw, and then on the rebound, it's a tie-up, and the possession belongs to the Crabbers. For three, no good. And back comes Tara Roberson, number 34 for Denbigh. It's Wanda Carey at the top of the key. Baseline jumper, good. Moss, Tiffany Johnson, number 32 for Denbigh. Makes it a 2-point ball game now, 16-14. The Hampton Crabbers girls team is finding themselves slowly but surely being caught, and we got a 3-second violation against Hampton. Now Denbigh with a chance to tie or take the lead.
And I tell you what has turned this game around for the Patriots has been their zone. They're stopping the Hampton Crabbers from getting that ball inside.
Hampton had led 12-4, and now they've been outscored 10-4 during this stretch. Denbigh trying to be patient. Pass is intercepted, and then wisely Audrina Whitehead holds up to set up. This is Ramona Gray. Nissa Jones, remember her from last year, and then Cheyenne Hill goes to the basket, and she's fouled by Natasha.
That was an excellent entry pass in there from Nissa Jones into Hill that time, and the only way that the Denbigh gal could come over, and that was Natasha, right?
Natasha, yes.
I'm not going to give her last name even a shot, but she just tried to come in and make the steal and bump Hill, and that puts her on the foul line for a 1-on-1.
Both teams have gone past the limit, and from this point on, they'll be shooting at least a 1-on-1. Cheyenne Hill will get a second try. She has 3 points now, averaging more than 14 coming into this game.
Well, I tell you, if you look over there on the bench, Tim, for the Hampton High School lady team, you will see why they have such a strong inside game, and you will see Art Jones, a former Hampton High Crabber, played ball down at NC State, was a great post player himself in high school, and I'm sure he is offering his expertise to these young ladies because they have really developed a fine inside game.
And their defense comes up with the ball. That's Vivian Moss throwing it down court, turn around, jumper no good. Put it up again, she's fouled, and the basket counts.
Oh, that was one of those you saying, wow, they didn't get caught for the foul the first time, but the second time you wish they wouldn't have because they got the chance for a three-point play, the old-fashioned three-point play, by the way.
Treva Eddings guilty of the personal. That's her second. And trying to complete the three-point play will be Audrina Whitehead. She's got 6 points, all of that coming from the field. And now she has 7 as she hits her first free throw. And it's up to a 6-point lead for the Crabbers. Just inside 4 minutes to go in the first half. You see a good shot of Tara Roberson. She puts it off the glass and in.
Now that was not the matchup zone that time. That was strictly a man-to-man zone. Man-to-man defense the Crabbers were using. And the young lady drove by her defender and nobody picked her up, and she had an easy drive to the basket.
You were watching the replay of that basket earlier at the other end. Now back to the live action. Shot is no good by Audrina Whitehead. Back come the Patriots, trailing by 4. Streetman from 13, yes.
Sweet shot, Tim. Sweet touch on that ball.
6 points for Alice Streetman. She averages 11 plus. And her team now trails by 2. This is Gray and Moss playing catch. Nissa Jones, left-handed runner, no good. Cheyenne Hill gets the putback. 5 points for Cheyenne Hill, and it's 22-18 Hampton. Streetman inside for Eddings, and a foul will be charged to Adrena Whitehead. That'll be her second. Substitutions for both teams. Hampton's Sandra Thompson coming into the ballgame, number 14. She'll replace Anissa Jones. And Wanda Carey comes out, and she is replaced by number 30, Tina Martin of Denbigh.
And number 54 for the Crabbers is
You saw the replay of that foul.
Lee. What's her first name, Tim?
Letitia.
Letitia Lee.
Vivian Moss.
Got a nice Kang bounce. Back to a 6-point lead. Denbigh could get within 2, but that's as close as they've been able to get.
And there's the aggressive Ramona Gray. Good lead pass down court for Vivian Moss, but she blows the layup. And then we've got a foul. This one will be a second one on Vivian Moss. So many times you see it happen. You lose the ball, and in an effort to make up for the error, you make another error by fouling the person who got the ball. Alice Streetman steps to the free throw line.
And there you can see the missed shot, Tim. And Streetman getting the rebound and being fouled right there from behind.
Alice Streetman connects, and she now has 8 points in the first half. 2 minutes exactly remaining here in the first half. 24-20. Lady Crabbers up by 4. Pass inside, put it up and in. I wasn't sure whether that was Cheyenne Hill got that or...
Yeah, Cheyenne got that. That was a real dangerous pass.
And Ramona Gray, oh, that's a good call.
No, that's not a good call. She went down on the ground to get the ball. Had been traveling if she'd have got up without passing the ball or dribbling. That was not a good call. Ruben missed it. My buddy.
That was, yeah, I was just going to say, that's Bob that said that, Ruben. I want the air let out of my tires. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Crabbers. Minute and a half to go, 26-20. Hampton by 6. They have led from the early goings here. There you see, now watch. Well, her knees did slide a little bit, but she made no effort to get up. I don't know why they'd be traveling. Back come the Crabbers. And it's last touched by Denbigh.
That was a good job by Scotty. That shows it. The traveling is if you get up, then you have gained an advantage. And she didn't. She threw the ball. She didn't even try to get up. But once you blow the whistle, and they'll tell you, you blow it, you got to go ahead and make the call. And they're human. They make mistakes just like everybody.
That should be traveling. Or up and down, as they used to call it.
That's definitely traveling.
Can't leave your feet without releasing the ball. Wanda Carey back in the ball game for the Patriots, and then Latoya Fuller loses it off her foot, and back come the Crabbers. 1 minute to go here in the first half. Vivian Moss will fire for 3. It's short. She gets her own rebound, however, puts up a prayer. It's no good. And Eddings rebounds for Denbigh. This is Wanda Carey, blows right past Ramona Gray and puts it in. Wanda Carey with 4 points, and it's back to a 4-point deficit for Denbigh. The Hampton players shaken up just a little bit. Anissa Jones comes in, and Sandra Thompson, who relieved her for a couple of minutes, checks out. Hampton leading by 4 with the ball, 37 seconds to go.
Denbigh has picked her back up into a man-to-man. Oh, he called offensive foul that time. I like to see that one on instant replay. That was not an offensive foul. The defensive man was moving, and no way. You missed that one, Didero.
Ramona Gray called for the personal. She's been very aggressive on defense. She's been a big plus for the Crabbers. Ball is knocked away, and guess who gets it? Ramona Gray down for Vivian Moss. She looks underneath, and she finds Anissa Jones, and her shot is short. And it's last touched out of bounds by Denbigh. 14 seconds remaining in the half. Cheyenne Hill.
I didn't tell you, Tim, but I was talking to Didero before the game, and he says I am taping the game tonight because we're playing on TV tonight. The Phoebus Kickotan game that he did has been, so he wants to look at himself, I guess, to see how well he's doing. So if he tapes this one, he may never talk to me again.
Shot is no good, and Hampton gets the rebound as the buzzer sounds to end the first half. So we have played 2 quarters here at Hampton High School's gymnasium, and after 1 half, our score is the homestanding Hampton Crabbers 26 and the Denbigh Patriots 22. We'll return with an interview. You got someone to talk to there, AJ?
Well, just briefly, Bob, Tim, we got Lowell Thomas here. Lowell, you up 26-22. That type game you expected?
Well, with the girls, we're always looking for a close game. Our girls have been a whole lot more successful this year than they were last year. We've really been pleased with the progress we've seen, but they're playing a good, they're playing a good team tonight. You said you've seen them play, and they got some kids on that team with some talent. So we're hoping that the score will be as well at the end of the game.
All right, what about the boys' game? Any predictions?
Do give tickets and do tow cars.
This ought to be a real ball game for the spectators tonight. I've got to pick us to win it. We've got to have it. We know we've got to have it.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, Lowell Thomas.
All right, AG, thank you, and Mr. Thomas, thank you. We're at halftime. Our score, Hampton 26, Denbigh 22. We'll be back in just one minute.
Jackets that indicate they are the home of the state AAA football champs for 1988. If you'd like to purchase one of these jackets.
There's your score at halftime, 26-22. Tim Cole, Bob Hinson, A.G. Womble back at Hampton High School Gymnasium. You're watching replays of the first half between the Hampton Crabbers and the Denbigh Patriots. Here at halftime, as both teams have returned, or at least one of the teams has returned to the floor, the Denbigh team has yet to come back out. Denbigh was paced in the first half by Alice Streetman. Streetman had 8 points, 4 points each for Tiffany Johnson and Wanda Carey, and 2 points each for Tara Roberson and Natasha.
Tim, I noticed you're not going to give you any of the popcorn there.
I noticed that too. By the way, this shot is being taken from high on the cliff here at Hampton High School. For the Lady Crabbers, they were paced with 7 points by Cheyenne Hill and Audrina Whitehead.
There you can get a shot of young Sam Jr.
6 points for Vivian Moss, 4 points for Anissa Jones, and 2 points for Ramona Gray to round out their 26 points. And the first half had to be, it's been a seesaw battle. Hampton has led by as much as 8, and Denbigh's been as close as 2.
Right. Denbigh has yet to get the lead, Tim, and I think if they ever get the lead, I hope that the Crabbers don't panic, but it's very possible. We got 30 seconds to go before the game time. But if the Hampton can keep their intensity level up and attack offensively and defensively like they have been to negate the pressure that the Patriots have been putting on, they could come away with a big win for them tonight.
It was 16-10, Hampton by 6 points at the quarter break. So Denbigh, in fact, did cut 2 points off of that lead in the second quarter. We're about set to go, and Denbigh will have control to start the second half. They've got Wanda Carey, Streetman, Roberson, Eddings, and Johnson in the lineup for Denbigh.
And Hampton is right back in their aggressive man-to-man. As Arnold Baker just walked in front of me, his son Arnie is starting for the Crabbers tonight. I'm sorry, Gannon is starting for the Crabbers tonight.
And we've got a jump ball. (26-24), Hampton by 2. Second half just underway. Coming to you from Hampton High School. Anissa Jones gets the inbounds pass. She kicks it back out. Now for 3. Vivian Moss hits for a three-pointer.
And she's the only one that has even attempted a three-pointer tonight. And that was right on the money.
29-24, Hampton. Tipped around and taken by Cheyenne Hill. So the turnover gives the Crabbers the ball with a 5-point lead. Jones for Gray. This is Moss. She hit a moment ago from 3. This time it's short. The rebound underneath is put in by Hill. Cheyenne Hill with 9 points. Roberson, and she is fouled by Gray. That'll be Gray's 3rd. That's just the team's first here in the second half. They are allowed 4 before a bonus situation occurs.
And Hampton is playing real aggressive defense.
And a traveling call against the Crabbers.
But she got a little bit of help that time. That was a little push from behind, but Ruben didn't get to see that. There's a little bit of contact going on there.
Denbigh with the ball, trailing by 7. The three-point play has been a big factor here for Hampton. Pass inside. Eddings will shoot from 15 and hits.
She's got a nice touch on that ball when she shoots it.
Treva Eddings with 6 points.
And that cut the lead to 5.
Hill closely guarded. It's knocked away, and back come the Patriots, but Ramona Gray picks it off. And we've got a foul underneath. This one's going to be called against Wanda Carey.
And I'm not sure if they're going to call that a shooting foul or not. Obviously not. It's going to be out of bounds. It was a non-shooting foul. And is that the first foul of the second half on the Patriots, Tim?
I believe it is.
And here comes Ramona. I'm sorry, Natasha. I'm not going to say her last name.
Natasha, and her last name is unpronounceable.
And she gets the foul, walks right in and gets the foul.
That'll be her 3rd personal foul. We watch the replay. Well, we're back. There you saw the foul. Back to live action. 5:05 left in the 3rd. Cheyenne Hill puts it on the floor, puts it up, no good. And battled for, controlled by Anissa Jones. 3-point attempt is short, but it's as good as a pass.
It was just like a pass. It came right down to Cheyenne Hill.
Hill with 11 points, heading towards her average of 14. And Denbigh is going to call a timeout.
This is not the biggest lead that they've had. I think they had an 80-point lead during the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. They led 12-4, Hampton did, in the first quarter.
But I believe the Hampton defense, they're just really putting the pressure right on Denbigh, and it doesn't look like they can set up any offensive pattern at all at this point. And they just feel a little bit out of sync And when they do get a ball into one of the shooters, they can turn around, and they got some good shooters on that team. Now we see the foul situations, 2 team fouls against Denbigh and 1 against the Hampton at this point.
There you see a good crowd on hand for the second half of the girls' game here. Of course, the boys' game between the first place Hampton Crabbers and the third place Denbigh Patriots is coming up after this game.
Here we can see that 3-point attempt, and as it comes down, it comes right to Cheyenne, and there's nobody around, and she's right back up with it. Nice, easy basket. Part of rebounding is being in the right place at the right time.
33-26. And it's stolen. This is Anissa Jones one-on-one with Wanda Carey, and Carey will be called for the foul. That'll be her second.
And he's not calling that a shooting foul either. It's another foul before the shot attempt.
This is Gray. She looks inside, and her pass is a little too tall for Whitehead. Denbigh takes over, trailing by 7.
Well, that's still good strategy. Work that ball inside. Put pressure on the Denbigh team there. Is not as physical inside. They may be as big, but they're definitely not as physical.
Treva Eddings with the putback. And now Eddings has 8 points, and it's a 5-point Hampton lead. Hill at the free throw line, double team. Finds Moss at the baseline, but a 3-second violation against the Crabbers.
Coach Knight is not happy with that call at all.
Just a little less than 4 minutes to go in the third. Carey wants to shoot, gives to Roberson. Hampton using a man-to-man defense, and then we've got a blocking foul. This will be number 4 against Ramona Gray, so
and
one of their best defensive players.
And not only that, is she's the one that brings the ball up. They're going to have to bring somebody in for her. This is no place for her to be playing with 4 personals with just about a quarter and a half to play.
And she will come out now in favor of Sandra Thompson. Thompson played briefly in the first half, did not score. Denbigh trailing by 5. The shot is put up underneath. And a foul. Tina Martin will go to the free throw line.
And he called that on number 50. That's Cheyenne Hill, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
Yes, it is.
Was it 50 or 40 that he called?
Well,
wasn't
I
sure.
saw the 0, and I thought he put up 5.
I'm not sure either, but in any event, the foul was against Hampton, and Tina Martin will go to the free throw line with her first attempt to get in the scorebook, and she does. That's the lead to 4. And Tina Martin knows how to shoot free throws. Nothing but net on both of those, and her team now trails by 3.
And we have a 2-1-2 full court trap.
Cheyenne Hill has it taken away.
You got to know where people are on the court. You can't assume just because you can't see them that they don't exist.
Natasha puts it in. That's her second basket, and Denbigh trails by a point. So that timeout a few minutes ago was a very good timeout. And of course, with Hampton now with Ramona Gray on the bench with 4 fouls, the defensive pressure has picked up for Denbigh. Vivian Moss double teamed in the corner. Finds Cheyenne Hill underneath the basket, and a traveling before the shot. So Cheyenne Hill felt the pressure and shuffled her feet. And now Denbigh with an opportunity to take the lead.
And we're going to have a timeout. Hampton's got to call it.
Yeah, they need one because it's been 6 straight points reeled off by the Denbigh Patriots. They led, or should I say trailed, 33-26, and now it's 33-32 with a little more than 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. go watch the replay here. Which replay is this? This is the
replay of the timeout.
We get a replay of everything. Crowd still filing in.
This place will be pretty well packed. If it's not packed tonight, Tim, it's because of the weather. Kind of rainy and nasty out there, but I look for this to be a pretty packed house tonight.
Each team has been called for 3 team fouls here in the second half, so 2 more before the bonus comes into effect.
Now Hampton looks like they're in a 1-3-1. No, they're in a man-to-man.
Baseline jumper is an air ball, and Cheyenne Hill has it for Hampton. Hill spots her teammate underneath. Hill with the rebound, no good. And controlled by the Patriots, again with a chance to take the lead.
And that's the shot that you wanted if you were Hampton. You wanted that inside shot, and that's exactly what they wanted, and they got. A little back, behind the back dribble there.
Vivian Moss loses it to Roberson. Roberson will go in all alone.
And that was just a real bad pass in that Hampton ball player just threw the ball to the other Hampton player hard. And when you're close to him, you can't do that.
Cheyenne Hill dishes off. And we've got a whistle and what, another 3-second violation?
Now, Hampton seems to be falling apart a little bit. They miss their floor leader out there, number 34, Ramona Gray. They really miss her.
Denbigh by a point. They have trailed throughout the game and have taken the lead. Eddings puts up an air ball. It's no good. Battled for and finally controlled by the Crabbers. And then last touched out of bounds by Eddings. And another new face, Udana Galbraith for Hampton. Number 52 has come in. She has replaced Lee. Coach Knight trying to get the right combination going. Bad pass. Roberson again. It's a foot race, and she'll put it off the glass and good.
2 bad passes have resulted in 4 points.
Almost another bad pass. Hampton finds themselves trailing by 3, and then a foul on the double team. And that one's going to be called on Tina Martin. That'll be her first.
Well, you don't mind that kind of foul, Tim, because that's aggressiveness out there, and that's what you want these young ladies to be doing. It obviously is putting a lot of pressure. We can see this replay on the breakaway on a bad pass and subsequent 2 points.
Alyssa Jones' shot is strong and put back in by Cheyenne Hill. Hill has not been asserting herself in the last couple of minutes, and that's made a big difference.
Well, and she's not getting the ball down underneath in the paint either, and that's what is hurting Hampton.
Tina Martin hits. 4 points for Tina Martin, and her team leads by 3. Denbigh 38-35. Moss to Hill to Alyssa Jones. Jones drives the baseline and then loses it, but it's lost again, and Cheyenne Hill puts it up, and she's fouled.
And this will be a 2-shot foul, Tim.
Play is a bit sloppy right now.
Yeah, just a bit. They are real anxious out there, and they're playing with a lot of excitement, and they're not in control.
23 seconds left here in the third quarter. 38-35. This quarter has seen Denbigh, who trailed by 4 at halftime, take a 3-point lead. Cheyenne Hill gets the rattle and in. She is 2 for 3 from the free throw line. And she's got 14 points, and she misses the second. 14 points on the night, that's her average. Tina Martin. So Tina Martin has come in to spark her team with 2 baskets here in the third quarter. From 17, no good. Back come the Patriots, leading by 4. And that is the buzzer to sound the end of the third quarter. Well, Coach, what do you attribute this turnaround to for the Patriots?
Well, a Hampton young lady by the name of Ramona Gray got her 4th foul and had to sit down. Then they didn't have anybody that could bring the ball up with any confidence and set up the offense and work the ball inside. Denbigh's pressure, which has been here all game, started doing some things to the Hampton girls, the other girls who are not the floor general on the floor. And, you know, it's really a sad thing when you only got the one, but sometimes you have just one gal that'll take control and be your point guard and control the offense. And that really hurt Hampton when they had to sit down Ramona Gray. And they had to, Tim, with 4 fouls. I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah, there was several minutes left in the third quarter when she got that 4th.
But at the same token, you can see the confidence of the Denbigh team just getting better and better and better as they go along.
You know, not just her offensive skills were the benefit to Hampton, but her defensive skills. In the first half,
good point.
Gray picked up about 3 or 4 steals.
Good point.
And so they lose that too. 1 quarter to go, 40-36.
She is back in there, and she's going to have to be real careful.
Rebound comes off to the Patriots. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and A.G. Womble coming to you. This game played Tuesday night, the 7th of February, 1989. Treva Eddings halfway down and comes out. It's knocked out of bounds. It belongs to the Crabbers. Coming to you from Hampton High School. Crabbers get it across the timeline. They trail by 4 after having led all of the first half and most of the third quarter. And it goes out of bounds. It was bounced on the end line by one of the Patriots. The official Diduro will give the ball, and there's our compatriot AG. And we've got a foul on Natasha. That is her 4th. So Denbigh has a player now with 4 personals.
And that still is a non-shooting foul.
No,
but
actually,
that's a 4th foul, so the next foul would put them into the...
the scoreboard says that is the 6th.
I'm sorry, Tim. It looks like it's under the guest.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. As you can see there, that was quite a tussle for that ball.
Free throws become all important now. Adrena Whitehead connects for the 2nd time from the free throw line. She's got 8 points. That was her 2nd attempt this evening, her 1st out of these 2. And Natasha comes out of the ball game with 4 personal fouls. Second one is no good by Whitehead. And Hampton finds themselves trailing by 3. 7:15 to go in the ball game.
Good call. Good call. She did. She took a step before she dribbled it. And they're picking them up full court now, Tim, putting pressure more and more pressure on the
This is Hill, double team. Kicks it back out for Gray, who's playing with 4 personals. Inside, the pass is picked off by Eddings.
double dribble. That was a good call. She did dribble the ball to get control, then you can't dribble again.
Watch the replay here. Not of that play. But this was before that last. This is Roberson's traveling call.
She took a step before she put the ball on the court.
Hill to Gray to Jones, and it's knocked away, but it belonged to the Crabbers.
The Crabbers are getting a lot of chances down here, but they're not getting any shots off. They've got to get the ball up in the basket.
pass is lost out of bounds. Last touch by the Crabbers. 6:30 remaining in regulation. 40-37. Denbigh by 3. They trailed by 4 at the quarter. They trailed by 6 at the quarter. 4 at the half, and then led by 4 here as we start the 4th.
And that's called on Cheyenne Hill. And that's a 2-shot foul.
Treva Eddings will go to the free throw line. She is 0 for 4 from the free throw line.
And one time she got 3 shots. She had a chance to make 2 out of 3. She was shooting at the wrong basket down. She's got this one down pat.
Yeah, she likes this one. Nothing but net on that one. And she is
like it.
2 for 2 at this attempt. And her team leads by 5. And then we got a blocking foul on Tina Martin. Her second. She didn't care for the call. But
well, Tim, that was not a bad call, because you're trying to draw a charge on Ramona Gray. You get her out of there, and you've got a much better chance. The Hampton team is getting the ball down inside the paint more. They're running their offense more than they were while she was sitting on the bench. So that wasn't a bad call. That was just her second foul. So you got to be happy as a coach that at least you put some pressure on her.
Ramona Gray hits for her 3rd point of the ball game. She's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And she's 2 for 3, and it's a 3-point lead for Denbigh. Carey's shot goes in.
Nice shooter's bounce.
Wanda Carey with 3 baskets for 6 points tonight. Back to a 5-point Denbigh lead, and it's last touched by, they say, the Crabbers.
I disagree with that, but I've disagreed before and been wrong.
5:49 left in regulation. 44-39. Treva Eddings will put up the left-hander. It's no good. Carey rebounds, and her shot is no good.
And that was a long rebound that the Denbigh gal got, but they're coming in close to that basket.
Ramona Gray turns it over. Good pressure by Eddings and Martin for
Well, when you're being double teamed like that, you've got to know there's somebody else open. Somebody's got to come down and give you some help. She tried to do it all herself, and that's hard to do.
Denbigh by 5, and they've got the ball. Martin's shot, a sky shot, comes off in the hands of Gray for Hampton. Hampton having some difficulty breaking the press. They seem almost lethargic about it. Now they get it, and they try and get it inside for Hill, but it was knocked away in last touch by Tiffany Johnson of Denbigh. Vivian Moss guarded by Martin. Martin's defense has sparked Denbigh here in the second half.
It sure has.
And she's added 6 points as well. Nissa Jones, and she is fouled. Looked like she kind of lost her balance. The crowd didn't care for that call. Tiffany Johnson gets her second personal foul.
Well, we're sitting on the Denbigh side, Tim, so if there's any calls that are going to be made against Denbigh, it's not going to get a favorable reaction from this crowd on our side.
And Nissa Jones steps to the free throw line. She's got 4 points. She is 2 for 2 from there, but now she is, well, someone got the putback, and I didn't see who it was.
That was Cheyenne Hill got that. Nice rebound. Stepped inside, got the rebound, and cut the lead to 3.
I looked down at my score sheet and missed the play. Martin's shot is short, and Gray rebounds for Hampton. And she has it knocked away, and then she gets it back. And the arrow of possession points to the Crabbers, so they'll keep it. There you see the possession arrow we were talking about earlier, and that should change. And they didn't.
Yeah, now it changed. Now it changed. But they were standing out of bounds when she caught the ball.
44-41. Denbigh with a 3-point lead. And now they lose it.
Well, I tell you, both myself and all the girls on the team really miss Dawn. And it's not so much that she would help us to be a better ball club, but this is her senior year. She had a shot at scoring 1,000 points. She's only 100.
Timeout has been called. AG, what are your thoughts on the ball game so far? Denbigh leading by 3 points.
Sinead Hill and
I've been calling her Cheyenne. Is that
Cheyenne?
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
I
Cheyenne
thought maybe
Hill.
you knew something I don't know, which is
Okay, she's
very likely.
had a good game offensively, and hopefully for the Crabbers, 3 points down, 4:11 to go, they can get it together. You know, they were ahead, I think, by 4 at halftime, and as we were talking earlier to Principal Lowell Thomas, he was predicting a Crabber victory tonight. Of course, I believe this game will be shown in Newport News, so we have to be careful in those predictions.
I've been trying to be as unbiased as I can about my feelings here. It's hard to be that way when you come back to home. You know, I spent 7 years here in high school. You know,
7? I heard it was 8.
it was one of those two. I didn't do
Bob,
very well in math.
what year was it Tim graduated
I
here?
think it was from 44 to 50 or something like
Okay.
that. 52.
You guys are terrible.
Tim was here when they had the championship teams.
I was here for the Warren Chapman era.
Oh, yeah. I remember Warren Chapman. He played basketball junior high at Buckrow Junior High School when my brother was coaching out there. Ronnie had a chance to coach Warren. Fine young man.
Get a chance to watch tonight later on the boys game. Gannon Baker, who is followed in his father's footsteps. Arnold Baker, of course, was a outstanding player here at Hampton. Treva Eddings looks good, but the ball doesn't go. And Gray gets it for the Crabbers. Again, she's double teamed. And then a foul in the backcourt.
And that was a golden opportunity for the Denbigh team, Tim. They really took their time, worked the ball. It was a no rush, got some time off the clock, but did not convert. And here Hampton's got a chance to cut it to 1-point lead.
Anissa Jones will go to the free throw line. She is 2 for 3 from the charity stripe. She finds nothing but net. She'll get the bonus.
She doesn't have the kind of shot you tell people to watch to learn, but she's successful with it.
And she's successful again. So she averages 7 coming in. She's got 6 points on the night. And her team trails by 1. 44-43. Denbigh by a single point.
The key here is Hampton's got to play strong defense. Don't let the Patriots get an easy shot or an easy basket. And Denbigh's being real patient. That's a good sign of the coaching.
Eddings' shot won't go. And Vivian Moss gets the rebound for Hampton. To Hill, to Gray. This is not the person they want handling the ball. Gray was fouled in the backcourt, but there was nothing called. And Denbigh steals it. Tara Roberson has her shot rejected. And it's last touched by the Crabbers.
Cheyenne did a good job of blocking that shot, but you're right, Tim. There was some fouls on Ramona Gray, but there was not called.
On the inbounds pass, Treva Eddings puts it in.
You're Hampton. You can't allow that to happen.
12 points now for Eddings of Denbigh. Hill gets across the timeline. Her pass underneath is too short. Pass intended for Whitehead was well short of the mark. Denbigh leading by 3, 2:15 to go.
And Tim, that's no different than what they've been doing all game, throwing that pass down and getting it inside. Denbigh's just playing a little tougher defense, and now they're running a stack offense and just trying to really take some time off the clock.
Inside of 2 minutes. This is Martin, nice move. Oh, but she can't get it to go. And Ramona Gray with a strong rebound for Hampton. They trail by 3. Gray is being fouled and no call. Eddings steals, drives, and puts it in. 14 points for Treva Eddings, and her team is up by 5. Denbigh. This is Gray. Moss from way downtown.
Oh, that, Tim, I want to tell you something. They were trying to call a timeout at the Hampton bench and didn't get the timeout, and I know Ivory Knight has said, I'll take the three-pointer.
Back to a 2-point game. That three-pointer can really make a difference. And then a foul on Moss as she knocked down Tara Roberson. They have a word or two to say to each other. Now Hampton's going to call a timeout, I believe. Both teams are over the limit, and that will present a 1-and-1 situation for Denbigh.
You've got to do something. You can't let them take the ball out of bounds. I mean, take all the time off the clock with the lead. You've got to put pressure on, so that was not a bad thing that the young lady did. She tried to make the steal and committed a foul, so that's, as a coach, you can accept that.
There you see the replay. Moss well behind the three-point stripe.
Nothing but net.
She was a good foot behind that.
And if you could have saw Ivory Knight, if we run that back, you might have seen Ivory Knight sitting over there yelling, timeout, timeout on that replay. But she'll take the 3.
That was her second three-pointer, I might add. And she has 12 points on the evening now. Vivian Moss does for Hampton. They have been led by Hill with 16. 6 points for Jones. 4 points for Gray. Her contributions to this team have not come necessarily from the scoring, but from her good defense and her generalship on the court. 1-and-1 coming for Tara Roberson. And she has got that one nailed. That's her first trip to the free throw line, and she swishes it. 7 points for Roberson. And the second one is no good, but she gets her own rebound. All knocked away, and the ever-present Gray has it for Hampton. They trail by 3. Her pass, all alone underneath, is Hill, and she gets it.
Got a 1-point game with 30 seconds.
And now Hampton, or rather Denbigh, will call a timeout. 49-48. I hope you'll stay tuned at the conclusion of the game as A.G. Womble will be talking with some of the players at the end of the game. There you see that pass. There you see Cheyenne Hill just at the bottom of your screen. Tina Martin gets over there, but just a little bit late, and Hill gets the easy basket underneath. A good job of her teammate, Adrena Whitehead, picking up the fact that Hill was open.
Well, they were being double teamed all over the court, Tim, and especially on that far side over there. And Cheyenne was smart enough to get under the basket, and she's big enough, gal, that she raises her hand that you could see her. Whitehead made a good pass inside. The Denbigh gal made a stab at the steal, missed the steal, and Cheyenne got the easy 2. But now the pressure is on Hampton. They've got to do something quick. They cannot allow Denbigh to take a lot of time off the clock. There's only 24 seconds left. Maybe this is the time to come up with a steal, put maybe a little more pressure defensively than what you had been. Don't let them get an easy pass inside, but they've got it. They're dribbling the ball.
And a foul.
And that was a touch foul compared to what we've been seeing. Poor Ramona Gray coming up the court is getting bumped all over the place. But if you're a Hampton, that's not a bad foul because you got to get somebody on the line. But now you've got to watch out for the long rebound off of these missed foul shots. If it is missed, you got to do a good blocking out if you're Hampton so that you can get the basketball back and not allow Denbigh to get an easy two underneath and make it a three-point game.
This is Carey, Wanda Carey, her first attempt from the free throw line tonight. It's no good, but her team gets the rebound.
And that's what I was talking about, is that long rebound. Everybody goes inside tight, and the ball bounces way outside off the back of that rim.
Anissa Jones called for the foul. A 1-point game, Wanda Carey at the free throw line again. No good, and Ramona Gray aggressively gets the rebound, and then she's fouled.
Oh, wow.
So Gray
That
now.
was a big mistake. You don't foul Hampton. Don't put them on the line. You don't put them on the line. You make them bring the ball down and beat you with a shot. And the defense that the Denbigh Patriots have been playing, Tim, they've not allowed Hampton to bring the ball up and set up any offense at all, and they could well run 12 seconds off the clock. And now you've got a 1-and-1 situation with the possibility of Hampton taking the lead, but they got to make that first one, and this is a lot of pressure on that young lady at the foul line. And another thing that the Denbigh team did, call timeout, try to ice the player. And if you're Hampton, you get the rebound, put it right back up. Don't wait. You got to put it back up fast.
Gray is 2 for 3 from the free throw line so far in the ball game. She's got 4 points. They don't get any more important than this one.
Well, they sure don't, Tim. But this has been an exciting game, and I know AG is enjoying this kind of a contest, and you can see this place is really filling up. AG, you're going to have trouble getting some people to interview them.
Bob and Tim, it's also nice to see such a turnout here for a girls' basketball game. This is the biggest turnout I think we've seen.
I believe so.
They came in pretty evenly matched, and it's been that kind of ball game. Gray misses. Hill gets the rebound, then she travels. Yes, good call.
I don't know that she wasn't grabbed, but neither one of the officials saw that, and that's a real big play because Hampton got the rebound, could have put it up and taken the lead. Now you got to be, if you're Hampton, you got to put pressure on them, try to get a steal. You can't let them have an easy inbounds play. You've got to watch out for the long pass, but at the same time, if the ball comes in, Denbigh is not looking to score. What they're looking to do is run 10 seconds off the clock. So Hampton's got to foul somebody quick if they get the ball in and try to stop the clock so that, you know, hopefully they'll miss a foul shot and get back down and get a desperation shot.
Well, I hope that we might have that on replay for you, but apparently we did not. Regardless of that fact, Denbigh gets the ball. Cheyenne Hill had it. She did leave her feet. Well, we got the very tail end of it. We won't be able to tell you much from that, but the call nonetheless stands. Hill called for traveling. Hampton needs to get the ball or at least commit a foul, and now there is a backcourt foul. And this is charged to Galbraith. It will be a 1-and-1. 7 seconds remaining. Treva Eddings will go to the free throw line. She has led her team with 14 points tonight, but she only has hit 2 of 6 free throw attempts. She's 2 out of 7. Ball is knocked out of bounds, belongs to Hampton with 3 seconds to go.
They got to throw the ball down the court. They got to get it down the court.
I would assume they're out of timeouts because that's why nothing is being called. Some heavy contact between the players. Tina Martin trying to get possession. She has been instrumental in her team's comeback here. And Ramona gets it in, 1 second, and it doesn't go, it doesn't count. So a battle down to the wire, finds Denbigh coming away with a 1-point victory. Seemed like Hampton wasn't aware of the time left.
They had too many people close to the half-court line. You needed to get them down underneath the basket. Hampton got it.
Like a Hail Mary type play.
Well,
right?
it was, Tim, but it was a good shot. That's your three-point shooter. She hit the front of the rim. So that's a kind of a, you hate it if you're Hampton because they played an awful good game. What really hurt them was when Mona Gray had to go out of the ball game with about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter when she picked up a fourth foul.
All right, AG is over. Trying to get a chance to talk. Let's see, who have you got, AG? Treva Eddings and Coach Ivory Knight.
Tim, Bob, we got a disappointed Ivory Knight. You left it all out here on the court tonight, Ivory. Your thoughts on this disappointing loss here?
I think the girls played a very good game. I couldn't ask for a better game. Sometimes when we got bad calls. They were very crucial situations. And I think had the officiating been more positive in that light and called as the play happened, we could have come out on top.
Good luck to you the rest of the season, Ivory. Thank you. All right, Bob, Tim, it's tough to talk after a loss like that, but Mr. Johnson, James Johnson here, and Treva Eddings, a little different for you guys tonight.
A little different. We're not able to get into the game to start off with. And at the end, we were making some critical tactical errors, but we managed to pull it out. That's a much improved Hampton team, though, from the team we played early this year.
All right, Treva Eddings, you had a great game offensively, an all-around game tonight. Your thoughts?
My thoughts of the game is that, well, it was real scary at the beginning because we came out and we thought we were just going to beat them, but actually they gave us a hard game, but overall it was a fairly good game.
Coach, Channel 29 seems to be bringing you luck this year.
I wish we would have you on Friday night.
All right, good luck to y'all the rest of the season. Great game. Congratulations. Thank you. Tim?
All right, AG, thank you very much. And the boys have taken the court. They're about ready to roll into this one. The final score finds Denbigh improving their record to 10-4 in the district. Hampton falls to 8-7. Denbigh with a 1-point victory, 49-48. For Bob Hintz and AG Womble, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody. A 3-point attempt.
Tim?
Yes, AG.
We have a superstar for the Phantoms girl team, Nikki Reed, with us. And Nikki, we talked with Tammy Boggs earlier. Things really going well for the Phoebus Phantom girl team this year.
Yes, everything is going real well. The team is playing together and our confidence is up, and it seems like we're going to end the season real well.
What will it take for this team to go all the way, you think?
Desire and hustle and a lot of heart. That's what it's going to take.
Started on 3 Phoebus teams. How does this one compare with the other 2?
I believe that this team is the best team I've been with because we have an overall